You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. We're going to talk about Justin Fields and Mitch Trubisky. That's right, Mitchell Trubisky, as he is the backup quarterback for the Bills, except he actually started the game yesterday, and I think Mitch is capable of starting somewhere in the league right now. But he had to take a backup deal with Buffalo. And as we know, he's got a new coaching staff. Well, last week, Justin Fields came out and did a few highlight things. He made a touchdown pass that everybody ranted and raved over. And I came on here and I said he threw it to a receiver on a busted coverage. He was wide ass open. Well, that doesn't usually happen in the NFL. And Justin Fields had a much harder day. Now, the fans got on him a little bit. Why? Because Justin Fields made some comments last week about the fact that the NFL game seemed kind of slow to him. Except yesterday, it didn't seem a damn bit slow to him. He got leveled by a Buffalo member of the Buffalo's defense, and, well, I'm not sure what defense that was. Was it second string, third string? Pretty sure it wasn't first string. So there should be some cause for concern, but I got to be honest with you. I don't know if there's so much cause for concern. I mean, Justin Fields has got talent. I can see that. But if I was Bears fans, after seeing Mitch Trubisky yesterday get actual good coaching from Brian Daboll, there's no way. I would be like, what in the hell is going on with our coaching staff right now? I said when I did my quarterback ranks, my projected starters, I had Justin Fields as the number 32, last place, potential starter, projected starter in the NFL for the season. But I also had notes about Mitch Trubisky in here. And I said I'd rather give Mitch another year when I was talking about Justin Fields. Mitch Trubisky would have been ahead of Tua at 27. Okay, so when I did my rank, Tua was number 28. Mitch would have been at 27. Justin Fields was at 32. And then I actually put literally in my notes, not certain Matt Nagy coached up Trubisky to his full potential. Bears may have missed here in giving up. In other words, and the one comparison that I drew when talking about Mitch was Ryan Tannehill and what happened to him in Miami, having to deal with the situations down there, and the fact that if you go back and look at Ryan Tannehill's numbers while he was in Miami, they were pretty good. And then guess what? He goes somewhere where he's got a strong coaching staff. He had a good offensive coordinator with Arthur Smith, who's now the Falcons coach, so we need to watch Ryan a little bit. But he's still got Mike Vrabel there. And the fact is, you may have another situation like Tannehill with Trubisky. Trubisky gets with a good coaching staff, guess what? He can play quarterback in the NFL. Let's get to this real fast because it talks about Justin Fields. The fans did get on him. And Mitchell Trubisky was great yesterday. The Chicago Bears faced off against the Buffalo Bills in their second preseason game, with the main story of the game being Mitchell Trubisky's return to his former team. For the time being, it looks like the former second overall draft pick got his revenge as he sliced up the Bears' starting defense in Chicago. Let us not lose sight of that fact. Sliced up the Bears' starting defense. The Bears are supposed to have a good defense. That's my understanding. They got the shit handed to them yesterday. As he finished the day 20 for 28 for 221, while the Bears trounced, the Bills trounced the Bears 41-15. And he was, here's a highlight right here. Rolled out, boom. I mean, that's a good throw, guys. That's a good throw, tight window throw. If you can make that throw in the NFL, oh, yeah, that's a good throw. Wow. Justin Fields, by the way, he took a massive hit. He took a massive, massive hit in the game yesterday. And he finished 9 for 19 for 80 yards and 4 for 46 rushing. And his rating was a 59.1. And he did get absolutely lit up by a player for the Buffalo Bills. Knocked his helmet off. It was a very nasty hit. But the fans got on him a little bit. Look at this. It's like a little bit too fast for him now. And a great meme of Dave Chappelle as Rick James. Slap. Justin Fields lost his helmet and headband on this hit. This guy said, but I thought the NFL was slow. Well, yesterday, it certainly looked too fast for Justin Fields. But I got to tell you, I actually like Justin Fields a little more than I thought I was going to. I think the kid's got a lot of potential athletically. But if I'm a Bears fan right now, I'm very concerned about this coaching staff. I mean, Matt Nagy, it looks like they may have let, and I said this before, I'll say it again, I've got to give Mike Greenberg of ESPN some credit because he's the only one, as a Bears fan, by the way, his wife is a massive Bears fan. She's from Chicago. So he's a Jets fan, but they cover the Bears a lot. They talk a lot of Bears. They always did on Mike and Mike because of his connection with his wife being from Chicago and being a big Bears fan. He was the only one I heard in the media that absolutely shredded the Bears for getting rid of Mitch Trubisky. He shredded them. He said, you better hope that wasn't your franchise quarterback. And Trubisky looked great yesterday. Absolutely great. Which means, did he just need a good coach and a good offensive coordinator to have made himself look like a really good NFL quarterback? And the biggest concern there is what happens to Justin Fields now. If I'm Bears ownership, I get rid of Matt Nagy because I wouldn't want yet another potential starting quarterback busting over my coaching staff. It's pretty bad, pretty ridiculous after seeing what happened exactly. And again, I didn't put as much stock in Justin Fields' first week performance because there were some wide open catches that he made, but there were times he looked really good too. There were. Okay, I think people are like, man, he really hates Fields. No, I don't. I don't root against any of these quarterbacks. I don't. But I'm rooting for Mitch too. I think he got a raw deal, and I truly believe that. It's a shame he is not, I don't know what teams he would give a real run for their quarterback money right now. Maybe Miami, actually, come to think of it. The run against Tua. Could he beat Tua out? What about Mitchell Trubisky up in Washington? The only problem is, again, I got to wonder about that coaching staff after the way Dwayne Haskins looks right now. God, you want to talk about a quarterback that has rebooted himself. Peace, I'm out.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.